Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the PDeng Thesis Award 2017, Evangelos Stamatopoulos of the Automotive Systems Design Program. Congratulations.
Evangelos, first of all, congratulations.
Yes,
it's working. Good. Yes, it's actually working. And I also give you this because also the question for you. Actually, to start with, when you were very young, as a small boy, you were already asking your father, please, please, can I drive? And sitting on his lap. And then you were very much interested in cars, but also mathematics, physics, a lot of stuff. You studied electrical engineering in Greece. And then you came, to Eindhoven, studying here. Yes. I think you were a bit seduced by that man over there to go into the automotive.
Yeah, I was honored to work with him for 2 years in the master program and then another 2 years for the PDeng program.
Yeah.
So yes.
It's all because of Martin Steinbruch, yes. Well, but we're very happy with this. Your thesis is environment model creation for trucks, design and implementation of a sensor fusion algorithm. And this is where it's all about, the fusion of these sensors had to make an algorithm. Could you just briefly elaborate on that?
Yeah, I will do my best. So let's see, we are talking about environment model. Yes, sorry. I'm not very much familiar with this kind of interview. So the concept is that environment model creation is something essential, an essential system that we need to create to new cars and provide new cars because we want to transform them to robot cars, as Mr. Steinbruch will explain later. So the trend nowadays in automotive field is that we want our cars to take over some tasks from the driver, release him from the stress, and increase safety. To do that, we need to automate our vehicles, trucks, or cars, and of course, we need, as we all understand, to perceive the environment and get environment information. So, what cars are in front of our car, what other traffic signs we can see in the road, or pedestrians, or other environment information that can be useful to provide it to our car and drive autonomously. So that is why it is important to have an environment model. And in order to develop the environment model, we said, okay, we will take advantage, we will benefit from the properties of the sensors, that they can sense environment information, and of course they can provide us with this information, and then we can further process it. Okay, but one sensor was not enough for us. It's always 2 eyes better than 1 eye, right? So we said, let's go for 2 sensors. We decided to use a camera sensor and a radar sensor. And we said that because camera and radar sensors are 2 sensors that provide same or different information with different level of accuracies, and in a way they complete each other. So you can imagine that if we mix them together and we perform sensor fusion, then we can have a nice cocktail from this sensor and get out something that is much better, more accurate, and with higher quality than what one sensor can provide us.
But it's all about the interpretation also of the information coming in.
Exactly,
and
that's also very important.
Yeah.
Now I see that you have on your face the question, how did you do that?
How did you do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Evangelos, tell us, how did you do that?
Help me out with this. So how we did that, it was not something very complicated. Yeah. The concept is easy to perceive. So we took our 2 sensors and the output of each sensor. We sent it to the environment model that we created. Yeah. And inside there, we apply sensor fusion algorithms. We develop a software that is able to mix signals coming from several sensors and provide an output that is more accurate and more robust and more reliable for our trucks. Yeah. So this way, our trucks could brake autonomously in an emergency situation, for example, can accelerate autonomously, can keep a distance from another preceding vehicle in front, or can even steer autonomously. And this is all feasible by developing this environment model by means of sensor fusion. Yes. Now, if you want me to show you some results, because I see you don't still believe me that we make it. Yes, we made it. Yeah, we have a proof of concept.
I'm almost there, yes?
Yeah, people from DAF are here. They can say you that we made it. So,
well, the funny thing is with DAF, actually, there were sensors that you wanted, but they were too expensive. You had to wait too long, so you thought, well, I'll just make it myself.
To be honest, we had some problems because we wanted to have some smarter sensors than the one we used here, but that was not very easy because suppliers couldn't make it on time. Yeah. The project was very limited in time, only 9 months, so we had to take decisions and somehow change the initial direction, but again we made it. Yes. That's what matters. Huh? So what the environment model can do and why it can enable autonomous driving in our trucks or higher level of automation, let's say, is that the environment model can now provide the brain of our truck, so the controller that applies the brakes or acceleration and so on, with information that can be retrieved by individual sensors. So each sensor sees something and the environment model can provide that to the truck, but also the environment model for objects like cars that are seen by both sensors on the same time, can take this information, fuse this information, and provide a new state for these vehicles, which is more accurate and more robust and more reliable. So now we have better interpretation for the environment around our truck. And this is what we did.
Which is really cool.
This is really cool, exactly.
Yes.
I agree.
And then the what's funny thing is now you're working at Valeo. You said this is like the Valhalla Stuttgart in the automotive industry. The only thing is you were not allowed to film inside. You know, you had to have the permission of like 1,000 Germans, which was not going to happen, obviously. But maybe you can tell something on what you work on?
Yeah, that's true. Now I decided about 6 months after I finished my graduation project and my cooperation with TUI and DAF to move to Stuttgart. To be honest, it's the place to be for automotive engineers. I work for Valeo now. Valeo is a world-leading automotive supplier. So they developed products and systems that we provide to automakers and make their cars smarter, so enable autonomous driving. And I'm working there as a function owner for the garage parking, and precisely remote garage parking. So which means that from next year you will be able to park your car inside your private garage just by controlling it from your smartphone.
Yeah.
And
Which
this
is
is
nice
something really amazing.
But then you said Stuttgart is like the Valhalla, and then you rang me last week, we were ringing a lot, and then you said, no, the first electrical cars are going to drive in Eindhoven. I said, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
So maybe you should actually come back to Eindhoven, no?
Yeah,
maybe
at some point, maybe in the future, time will tell, I don't know. For now, I just want to take more experience, expand my knowledge.
Yeah. And bring it back here.
And maybe one day, I don't know, I cannot promise anything.
Okay. Thank you so much for this
Thank you
brief
very much.
explanation. Probably also for you there, you want to thank some people.
Yeah, definitely. I lived in Eindhoven for years. I did my master's, I did my PDeng program. So for sure, I want to thank people from TUI Eindhoven. That's for sure. Our program manager, Peter Hooiberger, and his assistant and secretary of the program of the ASD, Ellen van Hoff. Of course, Professor Steinbuch and Professor Nijmercher, who supervise me and lead me throughout these projects. For sure, people from DAF, my supervisors and the team that I work close with, they are all here, and I'm very happy to see them here, like Rudolf Hausmann and Rob Janssen. And last but not least, for sure, my family and very close friends who are sitting over there. They were always next to me, they stand by me, they support me, so yes. And of course, I don't want to forget, I liked very much the video. I guess you also liked it. So many thanks to my friend Stamatis Koukias, who edited and filmed that video. And I think he deserves a big hand from all of us.
Thank you very much. And now, again, we're going to hear of the Dean what the jury
Yes,
thought.
I'll do that. And I noticed that probably Professor Steinbuch also taught you some entertainment skills, right? Let me quote an excerpt from the jury report. The jury was impressed in general by the quality of all the design projects submitted and unanimously selected your project as winner of the award. They said the major challenge in Stamatopoulos' project was to develop an environment model capable of delivering the essential information to several advanced driving assistance functions, while at the same time coping with the limitations of the sensors used. His approach, your approach, gave insight in the challenges related to defining and creating an environment model based upon the signals supplied by a large diversity of sensors. This resulted in a successful demonstration of the model in combination with the traffic jam assist function on the DAF proving platform. Congratulations with your award. Here it is. Congratulations and an applause.